You are not imagining it. The weekly food shop that used to cost £60 is now £80. The coffee that was £2.50 is now £3.80. The rent that felt manageable 2 years ago now genuinely hurts. And your salary, if it went up at all, definitely did not go up enough to cover any of it. That feeling, that quiet, creeping sense that your money just does not stretch as far as it used to. That has a name. It is called inflation. And it has been affecting your life every single day, whether you understood it or not. Here is what most people do when things feel more expensive. They blame themselves. They think they are spending more. They go through their bank statement, looking for the problem, the extra takeaway, the impulse buy, the subscription they forgot about, and sometimes that is part of it. But a lot of the time, the spending has not changed. The prices have, and here is the thing. Most people have heard the word inflation. It comes up on the news. Politicians talk about it. Financial people throw it around like everyone knows what it means. But nobody actually sits down and explains what it means for your weekly shop, your rent, your salary, and the money sitting in your savings account. That is what this video is. A plain English explanation of what inflation actually is. And more importantly, what it is doing to your money right now, while you carry on assuming everything is fine. So what is inflation? Let's make this as simple as it actually is. Inflation just means that over time, things cost more. That is genuinely it. The pound in your pocket today will not buy you as much in 5 years as it buys you right now. Not because the pound changed, because the price of everything around it went up. Think about it like this. Imagine a basket. Every week, you fill that basket with the same things: bread, milk, pasta, a couple of ready meals, some fruit. Let's make this real, because inflation does not show up as one big bill. It shows up everywhere, quietly, consistently, all at once. Groceries and food shopping. This is the one most people feel first, because it is the most frequent. You shop every week, you notice. Own brand pasta that was 2.9p is now 5.5p. A pack of chicken that was £4 is now £6. Individually, not dramatic. Together, across a full weekly shop, genuinely significant. And it compounds. Every year, things cost a little more. Over a decade, a lot more. Quick question. When did you last actually compare what your food shop cost 2 years ago versus now? Most people would be genuinely shocked by the difference. Rent and housing costs. For anyone renting, and millions of people in the UK are renting, this one hits hard. Landlords increase rent, often citing their own rising costs. And because demand for housing consistently outstrips supply, renters largely have to accept it or move. Rent increases driven by inflation can consume a significant chunk of any pay rise before you even notice it arrived. Fuel and transport. Fill up your car today and compare it to 3 years ago. The price per liter tells the whole story. And it is not just petrol. Train fares go up. Bus fares go up. Everything that requires energy to run costs more, and that cost gets passed to you. Wages and purchasing power. Here is the one that most directly affects how your life feels day to day. If inflation is running at 5%, and your pay rise was 2%, you did not get a pay rise. You got a pay cut. In real terms, your salary number went up, but what that salary actually buys, you went down. This is called losing purchasing power. And it is how millions of people end up working harder, earning more, and somehow feeling worse off than they did 5 years ago, because they are. And savings sitting in a bank account. We will come back to this one properly in a moment. But just plant this seed in your mind. If your savings account pays you 2% interest, and inflation is running at 4%, your savings are losing value every single day. In real terms, even while the number in your account stays the same, or slowly grows. Right, let's talk about the savings thing, properly, because this is the part that genuinely surprises people. Most people think saving money is safe. And in one sense, it is. Your money is not going anywhere. The number in your account is not disappearing. But here is the thing. Nobody explains clearly enough. If the price of everything goes up by 4% this year, and your savings account pays you 2%, you have not earned 2%. You have effectively lost 2% in real terms, because the money you saved will buy less at the end of the year than it would have bought at the beginning. Think of it like a treadmill. You are walking. You feel like you are moving, but the ground is moving faster than you are. You are actually going backwards. This is why leaving large amounts of money in a low-interest savings account for long periods of time is not the safe, conservative choice most people think it is. It feels safe. It looks safe. But inflation is quietly eroding its value every single year. This is not a reason to panic. It is a reason to be aware. And awareness is what leads to action. So where does inflation actually come from? Let's do this quickly, because it does not need to be complicated. The simplest way to think about it is this. Imagine there are 10 apples in a shop and 10 people who each have £1 to spend. Each apple costs £1. Everyone goes home happy. So what do you actually do with all of this? Because understanding inflation is useful. Doing something about it is better. Step 1. Understand your own inflation rate. The official inflation figure is an average across the whole economy. Your personal inflation rate depends on what you spend money on. If you rent in a city and drive a car, your personal inflation is probably higher than the headline number. Track your own costs. Know what your life actually costs month to month, because you cannot manage what you cannot see. Step 2. Do not leave money sitting idle. If you have savings beyond your emergency fund, money you are not going to need in the next year or two, leaving it in a low-interest account is costing you, in real terms. A cash ISA will at least help. A stocks and shares ISA with a simple index fund has historically outpaced inflation significantly over the long term. We have covered both of those in detail in previous videos. Links are in the description. Step 3. Be aware of lifestyle creep during inflation. When prices rise gradually, it is very easy to adjust your spending upward without realizing it. A slightly more expensive version of this. A small upgrade on that. None of it feels dramatic. All of it adds up. Keep a rough eye on whether your spending is rising faster than your income. If it is, something needs to adjust. Step 4. Think about your earnings. Inflation erodes the value of a static salary over time. If you have not had a meaningful pay rise in a few years, in real terms, you are earning less than you were. That is a conversation worth having with your employer, or a reason to be developing skills that increase your earning potential. Your income is one of the most powerful tools you have against inflation. 3 quick ones, and they are all very common. Not adjusting your budget. When prices rise, your old budget becomes inaccurate. What used to cover food, fuel, and bills may no longer cover the same things. Review it, adjust it. An outdated budget gives you a false picture of your finances. Ignoring your savings rate. Most people set up a savings account and forget about it. But if interest rates have changed, and they do, the rate you are earning may be well below what is available elsewhere. Check it once a year at minimum. Switching takes minutes and could be worth significantly more than you think. Panic spending or panic saving. When inflation feels scary, some people spend everything immediately, figuring their money will be worth less tomorrow, so they might as well enjoy it today. Others lock everything away and refuse to spend at all. Neither extreme helps. Steady, informed, consistent habits beat reactions every time. Here is what I want you to take away from this. Inflation is not something that happens in the news and then goes home. It is happening in your trolley every week, in your rent every year, in your salary every time prices rise faster than your pay, in your savings account every day that the interest rate falls below the inflation rate. It is not dramatic. It does not arrive with a warning. It just quietly makes everything a little harder, until one day you look up and wonder why your money feels like it does not go as far as it used to. Now you know why. And knowing why is the first step to doing something about it. Check your savings rate. Review your budget. Start investing if you have not already. Give your money a fighting chance against the thing that has been working against it this whole time. Your paycheck should work for you, not just cover the cost of everything. Getting more expensive? This is Simple's finance. And if nobody ever explained this to you before, that is exactly the problem we are here to fix. Subscribe, share this with someone who needs it, and we will see you in the next one.